Hey guys, how's it going? It's Westin Means with eXp Realty in the San Francisco Bay Area once again. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the little town of Mendocino. This is a perfect weekend getaway if you're living in the Bay Area. My girlfriend and I, we just recently had a trip out there, so I wanted to share a little bit about what I learned about Mendocino. It's a beautiful town right on the coast of California, Northern California, and it is about, I want to say, a 3-hour drive from Oakland. Yeah, it's about 3 hours and 23 minutes, so not too far away. When we went out there, we actually stayed at a hotel for the night, and it's just a really nice drive up through a lot of wine country up in here, and potentially you could go down Highway 1, which is a more scenic route where you're going to be able to see the ocean and everything good like that. But Mendocino was a really cool place to just take a weekend trip, you know, enjoy some new scenery. There's lots of wine country that surrounds Mendocino, and it's just a really nice town right by the ocean. Get ocean views, lots of hiking in the area, and it's such a small town, you feel like you're just disconnected from all the hustle and bustle of the city. It's very relaxing, you feel really close to nature, and so it's somewhere that I highly recommend for just, you know, if you're looking to try to get away from things for a bit, just get on a weekend vacation. Mendocino is a great place to go. So when we went, we actually stopped in Sonoma and met some friends there and did a little bit of wine tasting before we headed up to Mendocino. So Mendocino is up here. It's past Santa Rosa, is I guess the closest major town to that area. There's also Clear Lake over here, and Ukiah is another place that people think about, also Willits. But you know, we crossed over here, came through Vallejo. Oh, actually we went through Napa, and then we came over to Sonoma, and then we continued up here and then went down 128, and Mendocino is just right over here. So 128 comes, you know, over the mountain range over here, and then it dumps out at Highway 1, and then you kind of like drive along the coast for a bit and you come into Mendocino. There are a bunch of bridges. This bridge, this bridge, this bridge. The place that we stayed at was actually of the town just a little bit. It was this the SCP Mendocino Inn and Farm. They had 3 llamas, and they had a bunch of chickens and like a cat, and they grew some of their own vegetables. So it's a really cool way to connect with nature. There's also some hiking trails around here, but you know, that hotel was pretty cool, and it is about a 5-minute drive into downtown Mendocino. So you come off of Highway 1 and you literally just drive right into town. Over here there are a bunch of different trails right along the coast, along the bluffs. Really nice views of this bay, Mendocino Bay, and just really gorgeous views of the ocean as well. Now the town of Mendocino itself feels very Victorian. Most of the homes are, you know, just have that Victorian kind of aesthetic. Feels like you're going back in time a little bit, and it almost feels like a Wild West town in a few ways. Like you see kind of like the stoops in front of the stores and stuff like that. But the real estate in Mendocino is actually somewhat pricey, despite the town being only a town of like, I think the population is about 700 people. The homes in this area tend to go above 1.5 just because this is like, you know, a place where a lot of people would love to retire. You're kind of disconnected from the hustle and bustle of the city. It's a great place to relax. There's great wine in the area, and the town of Mendocino itself has really nice restaurants, some of which, you know, you'll see some footage of that we took at some of the restaurants there. Food is really good. A lot of Californian cuisine. I believe I had a duck breast when I was there, and it came with like a huckleberry gastrique, pretty fancy. I just want to show you really quick what the homes look like. So, and you can see when I say that it has a Victorian kind of aesthetic, you know, you get really beautiful wood siding, and this one does not have that many photos, but this is a good example of some of the homes out there. Let's see if we can look at another one. Here's one that sold for $2 million last year. So like you could see in the background, there's views of the ocean. This one looks like it doesn't have many photos either. Yeah, so Mendocino. As you can see, there's the town is surrounded by lots of just open fields, and then back down over here are the bluffs that I was talking about, and the streets are pretty wide open. There's lots of parking. When you go there, I'm sure you'll see lots of other tourists that are just walking around the town, getting a feel for it, maybe hiking. There are all these trails and stuff right along the coast right here. So most of these homes are pretty spread out. A lot of these have pretty nice yards and lots. So you really get that feel that you're close to nature. You're looking at the ocean. You can feel the ocean breeze. You know, the sun is beating down on you. It's really beautiful. But like, there was also a lot that sold here. That was actually this year, March 11th, for $350. It's 0.12 acres. Check out that view. I mean, you can't find that everywhere. This is a very, very unique area, and here's a really good aerial photo from above. And the photo I want to pull up is not wanting to load, but let's see. There we go. So here's an aerial photo. So like the bay, Mendocino Bay is over here, and there's quite a bit of open space. When we were there, I noticed a lot of these water towers. They almost look like observation towers, but there's just a lot of water towers in the town. And right here you can see, I mean, it's maybe only like 10 blocks from one side of downtown to the other. And even smaller homes of just 1,000 feet will go for 1.65. So it's a fairly exclusive, pricey, but very beautiful area. So there's a little look at the real estate in Mendocino. There's this big state park, which is right to the northwest of downtown. In downtown itself, there's lots of boutique shops, lots of cool little trinkets. You know, some of the stores have a bit of a hippie kind of vibe, and that was pretty cool. There's also some really good bakeries and cafes, some really great restaurants in town as well. And it's just a great place to take a walk, check out some of the stores. Some of these buildings have historical significance as well, so there's at least 1 or 2 museums in town that I'd recommend you check out. Another thing we did while we were in this area is we went up to Fort Bragg, which is another major town in this area. It's bigger than Mendocino. You have some more of the normal things that you look for in a city, like Safeway, and there's a few museums over here, and there's some pretty cool beaches along the coast over here as well. This area right here, which is right next to Highway 1, is a great area for seafood. There's a bunch of fisheries down here, canneries and things of that nature, so you can definitely find some really good fried fish and shrimp down here, so I recommend taking a look at that. And just overall, I mean, this is a really beautiful place. I'd love to go back sometime. I had a great time out there. It's really, really naturally beautiful. The hiking was awesome. We went there at a really good time in the early spring, and so it was pretty sunny. I think in the winter and you know, in the colder months, it gets very foggy and cold, so I'd recommend going in either the summer or the spring, and it's just a great place. Your loved ones, and have a great weekend. I hope this video gave you a better idea of what the small town of Mendocino is like. It's a very beautiful city, perfect for a weekend getaway. If you want to know about any other weekend getaway ideas in and around the San Francisco Bay Area, give me a follow. Follow our channel, the bell button, get notified. As always, my contact info is going to be below. Feel free to send me any questions you have or leave a comment, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.